Hello and welcome to the channel. The Labour Party LP has blasted the vice presidential aspirant of the All Progressives Congress APC, Kashim Shettima, for making irresponsible and reckless statements against their party's flag bearer, Peter Obi. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you. Shettima's comments on Obi, irresponsible, reckless, LP. The Labour Party has called on the All Progressives Congress to caution its vice presidential candidate, Kashim Shettima, over his utterances on its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, and other candidates. The party on Saturday expressed dissatisfaction with the conduct of Shettima in a statement signed by the Director General, Labour Party Campaign Organization, Dr. Doyin Okupe. Okupe noted that the vice presidential candidate of the APC had made many derogatory remarks on the LP's flag bearer and other candidates in the race for the presidency, flouting the terms of the peace accord signed by all political parties under the supervision of the National Peace Committee, headed by a former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar. It described the language being used by Shettima as offensive, derogatory, and unethical. Okupe stated, "We have watched with dismay and disgust the various unguarded insults and disparaging remarks passed on our presidential candidate and other candidates by the vice presidential candidate of the APC, Mr. Kashim Shettima. Whereas our political parties are all signatories to the National Peace Accord, supervised by the General Abdulsalami Abubakar's National Peace Committee, which represents the bona fide code of conduct for all corporate and individual direct participants in the current electoral process. In the peace accord signed in Abuja, it was expressly stated that candidates would avoid the use of abusive and offensive language throughout the campaigns. It is therefore very unfortunate and regretful, but not exactly surprising, that in flagrant disregard for the clauses and principles of this accord, the APC vice presidential candidate in particular has continued repeatedly to play the court jester by persistently, irresponsibly, and recklessly making all sorts of derogatory comments totally at variance with good manners and decorum. We are in no doubt whatsoever that while he has consistently abused the opportunity of public audience by making these snide remarks about His Excellency Peter Obi and other candidates, he cannot in the least and in any way ever measure up to these in his political superiors in integrity, character, and status, not to mention vision, policies, and national acceptance. Recall that Shettima had in a TV program said Osinbajo is a good and nice man, but nice men do not make good leaders. Nice men should be selling ice cream. The training that the elder statesman got from Kano School of Hygiene is that of a wole. And believe me, the ability to sell bottled waters does not make one an expert on the economy. Atiku Abubakar is not Abraham Lincoln. He is more of a Raila Odinga. Peter Gregory Obi is my friend, but Gregory has absolutely nothing to offer apart from dub. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. Meanwhile, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has cautioned the supporters, popularly called obedient, and candidates contesting under the party at all levels to desist from insulting others during the course of campaigns. The presidential candidate was specifically referring to a comment made by the LP governorship candidate in Benue describing the Benue State Governor Samuel Otom as a deceit. Obi, who made the call via his Twitter handle on Friday evening, urged the supporters and LP candidates to stick to issue-based campaigns and desist from name-calling and derogatory statements against others. He said, "Nigeria has very huge problems and is currently at the risk of implosion from economic hardship and insecurity. The focus, therefore, should be on how to deal with deleterious consequences of tanking economy, pervasive insecurity, and the many other challenges that the nation is contending with, rather than degenerating into name-calling." Specifically, during our recent campaign in Benue, a candidate referred to the governor of Benue State, Dr. Samuel Otom, as a deceit that is totally unacceptable to us. Obi further stated that everyone had their flaws and shortcomings, himself included, while adding that Otom has always been a patriotic Nigerian. He tweeted, "The governor of Benue State, Samuel Otom, remains a very patriotic Nigerian who has always spoken for the best interest of his people and Nigeria in general. We all have our shortcomings, I have mine, and so do others, but we should not refer to people in such derogatory manner. I call on the Labour Party faithfuls, especially candidates at all levels, including my supporters, to desist from name-calling or derogating anyone, groups of persons, or religions. I wish all our candidates, including myself, well in the forthcoming elections, he added. Obi also urged Nigerians not to vote based on ethnicity and religion in the 2023 general elections. He urged them to take back their country from the grip of a few individuals. Speaking during a courtesy visit at the palace of the Oba of Benin, Ewari II, shortly before his campaign rally in Benin City, said his campaign was going across the country to save Nigeria from its present predicament. We want to save this country from its present predicament, and that is why we have been going round the country, telling them what we can do if elected. It is now the turn of Nigerians to take back their country from a few individuals. Next year's election should not be based on ethnicity or religion, he said. Obi told the monarch that his administration will be responsible if elected. We want a government that is responsible, and that is exactly what we are going to do. I assure you that in our government we will work. We will talk to the people and royal fathers like you. We will give them a voice, he added. Responding, the Oba of Benin expressed surprise that even with the reality on the ground, some persons insisted that obedience only existed on social media. The Oba said, when you ask a little child, such a child will say obedient. Even the old with grey hair are chanting obedient. Of course, we know the youth are the front burner, so I wonder why some persons are saying obedience only exists on social media. Meanwhile, the media office of the Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi has said everyone is talking about the candidate because of his training and performance in public office prior to his presidential run. In a document made public in Abuja on Friday, the media office said this in response to an innocent question by a Nigerian woman at a public forum. The woman asked, "Why is everybody talking about Obi? What is it about him?" According to the office, similar questions remain unasked about the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, less than 90 days to the presidential ballot scheduled for February 25th, 2023. That's the news, guys. Bye.